coolest nigga what? The 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 coolest nigga what?
Hey everybody, this is Fragmented here today with BrokenGamezHD. I asked him to sit down for an interview with me to discuss more of who he is and his personal life as a gamer, and maybe at the same time let you guys see and know who he is, and give you better insight into this legendary figure on YouTube.
What's up,
so Broken, before we get started with the actual questioning, anything you want to say?
No, I mean, I'm just glad we can have this interview so people could get to know me a little bit more apart from what they see on YouTube.
Sweet, sweet. First question will be, how did you get your start on YouTube?
I started in about 2008. I was bored in my dorm room and I was on YouTube, and basically, I was on YouTube watching. I saw these gaming videos of people playing games, and I was like, I'm good at games. I can. That's nothing hard. I can record games and upload them because I'm good at that. And I was good at speaking. Public speaking, whether it be over the web or just in front of real people. I could do that. So I just went and found out. Got a dazzle. Went and found out how to record, and then ever since then, that's how it got started.
One thing I've always been curious about with you, because I'm one of the newer YouTubers on here, is when you got started, like how quick was your rise to where you are now?
With my first channel, a lot of people still know I started with a first channel that got shut down, but I mean it was surprising. Like on when I got started, I was averaging about 1,000 subs a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, and this was like before. This was way before Uncharted. This was like I was doing fight night videos, and a lot of people associate with me with Uncharted videos, but I do any game that comes out that I like. So that's the thing I like to really get people to understand. I'm not just one video game. I just whatever comes out that I like at the time. I like to do a variety of games.
Okay, and I'm sorry, but when you first started out, were you one of those YouTubers, and I mean maybe like myself, who were kind of nervous on camera initially? Were you always pretty confident on camera?
Nah, I was always confident on camera. Like I don't know, I've always had like that presence in front of people that I was never afraid to talk and talk in public or in front of people or anything like that. I was never nervous.
Gotcha. And as your YouTube career has gone on from day one to today, have you noticed any type of progression in your style of video, your performances on video, your discussions, etc.?
I mean, of course, I became better at what I do, more knowledgeable, just more professional and more of an asshole at the same time.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess people have to respect that. So, yeah, I mean, just my knowledge has increased.
If I'm not mistaken, I think at one point you described yourself as the Kanye West of YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, would you still go by that title?
I mean, I definitely would, because a lot of people, they see me as this asshole who just, screams and rants and they take it a little bit too serious instead of taking it, just taking it as entertainment. Like, a lot of the shit they say I complain about, it's not me complaining, it's just me speaking my mind at the time. I don't know why people let it bother them, like, actually let it bother them to the point where, they feel like writing an angry comment. But if that's what do it, most people understand that that's just the way I am.
Okay, and maybe this question is a better question. What's the fine line between what you would call an asshole and somebody who's just being flat out honest with you and just telling you what's on their mind?
And the difference between an asshole and someone telling me what's no,
the difference between you being an asshole or being perceived as an asshole, and the difference between you just being honest and real and telling people what's on your mind.
I mean, yeah, my channel has always been like I'm like really telling you how I feel. I'm not just doing it just to do it. I mean, this is natural. When I'm like that on my commentary, it's natural. It's not me forcing anything. You can tell this is this is real screaming. This is real ranting. You know, even though people may say I take the game too seriously, it's not me taking the game too seriously. It's just natural reaction. It's completely natural reaction. When someone hits you, you hit back. When someone shoots me in the back on the game, I scream. Is what I do.
Yeah, it's true. Another question. You recently have been getting a lot of flack for that controller incident. I mean, that was your natural reaction, like you said. Has that always been a trait of yours? Is there any history behind that and the name Broken Games?
Yeah, the name Broken Games come from I had a Madden disc, and this was when Madden had a lot more glitches in it than it does now. And basically, I remember it like I threw a pass. And basically, this is when, like I said, man had a lot more glitches, and the football literally. I went to the replay. The football literally went through the my receiver's head. Like you could see it go through its head, like physically, and it ended up in an interception because the defender was right behind him. So I took out the disc and I snapped it in half. And it just came back to me when I was thinking of a name for my channel. I was like Broken Games, so that's how I got it.
Nice. That that sounds like you. All right. Speaking of gaming, there's a lot of different people out there these days call themselves gamers, from casuals to hardcores to diehards to phone gamers. What is your definition of a gamer?
A gamer is someone who is it's independent to themselves. Like they don't care what anybody else says. They play what game they want to play. That's just their desire. They want to play the game that they like. Like a lot of people try to write off games. You can't, write off a game as not being important, because it matters to somebody else. Somebody else likes that game, and the game is just someone who really like enjoys games.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so to you, everyone's pretty much equal when it comes to being a gamer. As long as you're playing a game, you are a gamer.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And in the gaming industry today, who are some of your favorite game developers? Like, who are some people that you look out for?
Independently as a person, Kojima, definitely Cliff Bleszinski.
Okay.
And, yeah, those are the ones that definitely stand out.
Okay. And what would you say maybe are some of your, maybe just give us any random number, but some of your favorite games of all time?
It'll be Mario, Legend of the Seven Stars,
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII, and SOCOM 2.
Wow. Okay. And people who are listening to this video or watching this video, and you heard that the legendary Broken Games himself said that a Mario game is one of his favorites. So please stop with all the trolling comments.
Yeah, people. I started off on Nintendo, so
yeah,
I think a lot of people did.
Yeah, so. And I think people forget that when they make allegiances to their system or company of choice. But yeah, and another question I wanted to ask you, with this influx of casual gaming, motion controls, the rise, my personal opinion, the true rise of hardcore handheld gaming with the Vita and the 3DS. Where do you see the industry now, and where do you see it going in the next, say, 5 or 6 years?
I mean, with the whole gaming industry, I believe this generation was not what it could have been. It had a lot of potential, but it didn't fulfill what it should have been. As far as all the consoles go, game wise, and just it could have done a lot more.
Yeah.
This whole generation. So I think everybody seems to be in a rush to get to the next generation to correct what they did wrong this generation. And I think a lot of the consoles are bringing a lot of promise to what they should have done this generation, correcting the mistakes they made last one. So I'm looking forward. I can't lie. Like every day, I'm like, I could look forward to this generation ending actually and moving on. Yeah.
Oh, and let me ask you this question: do you feel there were games this generation that came out that maybe didn't live up to the hype or to your expectations? Are there any games you want to throw out there?
I mean, definitely like with the Final Fantasies. Uh, I feel like they took a different step in direction with that, and it was not what a lot of people wanted. Of course, with the SOCOM, because I was a big SOCOM fan, they went flat with that one. I mean, those are the two that I can definitely think of right now. But
Okay.
overall, I just think like there's like there could have been so many more games that could have been developed that could have came out that I felt like they're a lot more rare now.
Okay. Quick question, slightly off topic. Motion controls this generation was a huge thing between the Move, the Wiimotes, and the Kinect. What are your thoughts on that going forward? Do you expect to see this next generation, or do you not want to see it? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I really I want to see less of it because
Hmm.
you know I bought the Wii late and I bought a Move
Hmm.
and it they work if you develop the games correctly around them,
Okay.
but I'd rather stick to traditional, remote controls. That's just the way I'd rather it be.
Okay. So you cannot play if they patched move controls into Uncharted or for example Killzone 3. You couldn't do that. Do that? You're saying?
I'd rather than not, especially since they don't really implement them well. Like I tried the move with, basically all the shooters that they implemented, and it did not work. To me, it did not work well. Not with Killzone, not with SOCOM, not with Resistance. It doesn't seem to work well with any of them.
Is it the speed, the lag? Are they inconsistent?
It, it's not one to one. It's they say it is, but it's not one. It's
So
not one to one.
so you notice a lag then,
Yeah,
basically.
it's not accurate.
So my next question for you then will be: out of all the games you play, the different genres, what game what game or genre are you best at?
I would definitely say third person and tactical shooters, just because they give you a lot more versatility with the with things you can actually pull off in the game and and your capabilities in game.
Okay, okay. And speaking of this, we talked about this before. But if you could design your perfect game, what would the game? What would be in the game? Like who would make it? What producers, developers? Who would be in it? What genre would it be in? Let's go.
I would say it would be a modern day tactical shooter,
Okay.
and probably I would get Ubisoft and um, even back in the day I would have got Zipper to do it, but they seemed to fell off as a
Yeah.
studio. But like a modern day tactical shooter in Iraq, like a very real graphic game as of what's going on, almost like uh, Future Soldier, like what's coming out next year, except based in Iraq and a lot more accurate and story driven. Um, so yeah, a game like that.
Okay. Okay. And I'm assuming there'd be online play, or would it be all offline?
Oh, definitely online play, and I just wanted to like capture the big moments of like war and things like that, like almost like one of those. If you ever seen Black Hawk Down,
Yeah, I've seen that.
definitely something like that.
Got
Like
an
that. That's
interesting story about that, but that's another story. Speaking of your dream game here, I'm assuming there'd be lots of camping, right?
a lot of what?
Camping.
Oh,
I know
well.
you love campers, so
Oh man, I can't even talk to you about campers. Like I feel we're gonna skip that because that's R rated.
that's R-rated.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah, there's women in church listening to this. Let's keep it family oriented. And
yeah.
so I'm assuming that L1 will not be involved in your game. Pretty much blind fire all the way, right? With camping.
I would if I develop this game, I would make it so that if you don't have aim, you're not gonna want to buy this game because it's gonna be surrounded around team based and actual accuracy of aiming. Blind fire would hit just about nothing.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, in that case, then it's good to hear. You made this statement before, and I always wanted to ask you, but I think I tried asking you, but you get like if you anybody's been to your page before, there are 1,000 comments in this in like 20 seconds. So, um, let me ask you now. You are a strong believer in online multiplayer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, this is a tougher question, but you know where it is now. Are there any things you'd like to see next generation that have not been done multiplayer?
A stronger with multiplayer, just like a stronger. You know how like I guess Mike's brought people together with the, more of the co-op play.
Yeah.
But I would even like to see like something like Skype integrated to where like you could actually see the people on your team and
Okay.
actually like bring that level of communication up. Like any way you can bring the level of communication up, like it makes the situation more tense and realistic.
Gotcha. What about thing in that analogy? What would you say? Maybe bringing in that feature, and then removing something like the radar, maybe might help. So you have actually pointers and spotters.
Yeah, that would. I think that would definitely help. Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Okay. All right. And okay, cool. And so like this generation, I remember a couple months ago, maybe less than that, you were pretty excited about Resistance 3 in that campaign. Uh, what does a game need as far as a campaign to pull you in? Because you've made the statement many times before that you're not a big campaign person. So
Mhm.
what does a campaign need to pull you in?
A campaign just has to be like it. It has to be like literally like a roller coaster. Like I really have to feel like this game just like really took me somewhere I'd never been. Like on like a crazy adventure, and
Okay.
just wild shit happening constantly. I'm really not in for the like the I like, but I like the psychological thrillers. Like
Uh-huh.
psychological thrillers have their crazy moments too. I'm not in for the I guess you could say the calm, and you play through the game, and just play a long playthrough of a calm game. My attention just
Walls
goes.
by then.
Has to
So
be has to be crazy.
gotcha. So um, that's cool. But I guess the question I'd have to ask you then is next generation. A lot of people plan on integrating a lot of social networking features and things like that into gaming. Does that play a role? Do you think that has any relevance to multiplayer games or the potential of multiplayer games?
Um, I think it will be easier for friends to connect in that regard,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it easier than the friends list thing.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. So, uh, looking back at it, do you have any ultimate like really awesome memories you have of playing games growing up, till today?
Uh, Memories. I definitely remember when my father bought me a Super Nintendo and playing Mario and
Mm-hmm.
Donkey Kong Country 2. Played the hell out of those games. Those are like my strongest memories, and beating Final Fantasy 7.
Gotcha. Okay, and another similar question: personal greatest moments in gaming history to you? Any give me three if you can.
Greatest moments in gaming history.
Like developments, new releases, like the advent of HD graphics, that type of thing.
Uh, I think one of the biggest moments is the story of Metal Gear Solid. Like, when I first played Metal Gear Solid,
Okay.
that whole story, I was like, this is like a huge step in gaming for like just story for just driving story. It made story like actually matter.
Gotcha. All right. So, um, as far as gaming itself, like what do you think are some of the greatest or biggest moments in gaming? Is from development to new innovations to just types of games that have come out over the last couple of decades. Like, what do you think?
Uh, I mean, like I said, Metal Gear Solid with the with their story, how they really put emphasis on story,
Hmm.
and and I would say Uncharted for like making these cinematic moments in gaming actually seem like important.
Okay.
Actually making like a blockbuster movie, and mm, movies. No.
Let me ask you this question, and maybe this might help you answer the other one, possibly. Um, when you mentioned the storytelling of the storytelling of Metal Gear Solid and the presentation of Uncharted, um, with those types of things in the gaming industry these days, how would you personally, as a person, not just a gamer, but as a person, rate the how should I put it, the potential for this medium versus other mediums like music and movies and like artwork? Like if you were to rate them from scale, from lowest to highest, those four things, where would gaming fall in for you?
You mean as importance or how?
Not just importance really, but mostly just as far as getting a point across. So if someone were to say, Broken Games, we're going to do a movie, or we're going to do something about your life up to this date, and we're going to tell us this crazy story. We can either do it in a song or an album. We can do it in a game. We can do it in a movie, or do it as a painting. How would you rate it? How would you say they should do it?
I mean, games have definitely evolved to where the point where they're not like, linear. They definitely get, a huge story across. I mean, I think games involve all of that: music, a book. Gaming is music, a book, a album, all that in one.
Okay.
So I would definitely say that'll be an interesting way to put it, because games are not just typical shooters as they were before. You have very different kind of games coming out, with psychological thrillers and such as Alan Wake, Heavy Rain. So games are just cover everything now. There's all kind of different games.
Have you personally ever been moved by a game, like storyline, or like were you either happy or really sad or anything like that?
I mean, definitely, like of course, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasies.
Has Broken Games ever cried at a video game?
Cried?
Yeah.
Ever cried? I can't.
You can be honest, man. This is I can always edit this part out.
I remember ever doing that. I mean, cried. I don't think cried out of sadness. I might have cried out of anger and broke something.
Okay.
I don't think I ever cried out of out of being touched. I don't think so.
So you've never been touched before? Have you ever been touched by a movie before?
Definitely.
Okay, so you've been touched by a movie, but a game has not done that for you yet, right?
Not yet. They still got ways to go.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. All right, and these controllers, sir. Your fans, your enemies, your haters, and your admirers. What are some things you like to say to all of them as a group?
To all of them, they need to take me as entertainment. Don't take me as a serious, person that's really angry and playing the game. Am I really angry while playing? Yeah, of course. But some people say they can't tell whether I'm serious or joking. Of course, I'm serious. But the reason I upload it is not to show you that I'm angry. The reason I uploaded it is because I want them to see, like, look how angry I got.
Okay.
Like look at it. Don't just like, oh, he's just an angry asshole. It's a form of entertainment. Like, look how angry this got me. Me getting angry in a video should not get you angry. That doesn't make any sense. Me, like, when I watch somebody else get angry, I laugh.
Okay.
Never once watched a video of somebody getting angry and I got angry too. Like, it doesn't work that way. Watching someone else do anything should give you some kind of form of entertainment. So.
And I agree with that perfectly. There should definitely be a disconnect there between the viewer and the person on the video. How do you feel? Have you had any crazy? I should say crazy. I don't want to offend anybody, but have you had any intense run-ins with any of your fans in real life, where like they saw you on the street and say, "Hey, that's Broken Games," and
I try to disconnect the YouTube thing with the personal thing. Okay. So even if I saw, like, I went to PAX and I ran into, like, it was like 2 people that actually knew me, and that was cool. But as far as like actually in real life, I've had like, I think 1 person that actually knew me, and he asked me, do I have, yeah, he was like, do you have a YouTube channel? And I was with somebody, and I was like, nah, I don't. That person knew I had a YouTube channel, but I try not to, connect the 2 things.
Okay.
YouTube and my personal life is completely different. I don't really try to mix the two.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So for your user base out there, I guess the lesson here I would say is to them, from me to them, is that, you know, like you said, try to remember that, he's a person just like you are. At the end of the day, there is no difference really. He's a gamer, you're a gamer. His thoughts and anyone's thoughts on YouTube should not be, your own. It should be your thoughts should be your own, just as his thoughts are his own. And I think that people need to learn that, not just with you, but with everyone they view on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that's awesome. Speaking of your videos, though, man, you put out quite a few on a consistent basis. Like, where does this inspiration come from? And I asked you this before, in a separate recording. People might not know about that, but I guess the question I want to ask in more detail this time is, where does the inspiration come from? Like you said before, you said when you do a video and you're angry and you post that video and you're like, this is how angry I got at this person hit me in the back. Like, is it any of it propelled or motivated by not having gamers close by for you to talk to? Like, because you always have a lot to say and you always put out a lot of good videos and they're always like consistent. So where is this fuel coming from?
There's not a lot of people like me on YouTube. Like, there's really not. Like, how many? Like, you point out another channel to me that's just a guy playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
He really like says how he feels. He's not worried about, oh my, they're gonna think bad about me if I do this, and I have to be careful because people might dislike my videos. And there's a lot of things on YouTube where I don't feel like people give a lot of other games the credit they deserve and the shine they deserve. They, it's just the same commercial stuff that they, that gets all the attention. So that's another thing. So I mean, I just don't see another person like me.
Gotcha.
And,
I can't name one off the top of my head. There are people who are similar, I would say, but not quite like you. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you beat the vast majority of your games, right? The games that you pick up, you pretty much beat them all, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, like that's one thing. Like I take pride on like getting a game and actually like beating it.
Okay. You know what? I wasn't gonna bring this up, but I'm going to now. This is a run-in that me and you had a long time ago. Not too long ago, but recently, as in like the last few months. You came under fire for me. And I'll be the first to admit I was the one who instigated this situation. You made a statement about the world coming to an end, and games being made, and you being excited about it. And I think your video at the time was the SOCOM 4 rumored announcement, and I questioned your integrity, I would say, as a gamer. And I take that back. I apologize for that. It's getting excited over any game to me is good enough as it is. I think any person who calls themselves a gamer, no matter what game it is, they have the right to get excited about it, spaz out about it, and to just get amped. It's their game. So I guess the question I have for you is, for one, I apologize for that, and two, it's like I think YouTube needs more gamers like you. And I don't mean this. I mean, now this isn't a slam on anyone, so please don't take offense to this. And this is not me kissing his ass. This is the truth. I have mad respect for Broken because he is a gamer who is passionate. Do I agree with everything that he says? No. Do I respect what he says? Yes, because he says it and it comes from his heart. He says what's on his mind when it's on his mind. Regardless of how people take it, he doesn't do videos where he like takes it back the next day. You know what, guys? I'm sorry. I made a bad statement. I take it back. He doesn't do that. He doesn't apologize for who he is. If you call him out, if you look at his comment section, you'll see him. He'll get his point across, and then he'll stop. He won't keep going on and on with you about it. Once his point's out there, and I think that, like you said earlier, once someone gives you their opinion about something, you need to take it for what it is and not try to eat them alive for it. No matter how right or wrong they may be about it, whether You have all the facts in the world saying, no, but this system sold this many cells, and this game sold that many, and this has this many polygons. It doesn't matter, you know. Broken Games could come out tomorrow and say, you know what, the best system I ever played was the Atari. Bottom line, Atari is the future. You know, that's his opinion. You can't really question him about it. You know, you can say he's wrong, but bottom line is people are entitled to their opinion. So I think that going forward for me, and that's just my suggestion to everyone is like, you know, when people make their statements, Broken or anyone else, you know, don't let that degrade them as a person in your eyes, because it's just their opinion, you know, and that's basically it. So I think I've taken up a lot of your time, man. I'll let you get the closing remarks on this, and then we'll wrap this up.
First, I'd like to say thanks for the interview,
Thank you.
to the many people who misunderstand me and are still misunderstanding me. Stop taking everything I say to the heart. It's me speaking my mind. I'm spontaneous. If tomorrow I feel like I don't like something, I'm gonna say it. It doesn't matter what it is. If I feel like I don't like it, I'm gonna say I don't like it. I'm not gonna bite my tongue. Some people are gonna feel hurt. I apologize if you feel hurt. Well, actually, I don't really. I apologize if you feel hurt by it. I'm just not someone to bite my tongue.